Hey, what's up? This is Thiago Titan. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is the champion guide of Ruella, new epic champion from the new faction, the Sylvan Watchers. Ruella is a very useful champion, mostly against bosses and for progression. She has an incredible base speed, 112, it's incredible. But let's take a look at her skills. Her A1 attacks one enemy 3 times. Each critical hit has 80% chance of stealing 5% of the target's turn meter. It's a 100% chance when booked, and she must crit, so she must be equipped with critical rate so she can steal the target's turn meter. So she attacks 3 times, it means 15% turn meter she steals, so it's 15% turn meter the enemy loses, and it's 15 turn meter that Ruella gains. The second skill attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance, 70 when booked, of placing a 60% increase defense debuff, a 25% weaken debuff, and a 30% increase speed debuff for 2 turns. So these debuffs are very important. Decrease defense, weaken, and decrease speed. This against bosses is amazing, and she can place all of them in just one skill. So she attacks 3 times, 70% chance of placing these debuffs. It's more than enough. And her A3 fills the turn meters of all allies by 20% and places a 30% increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns. The 6 turn cooldown when booked is a 3 turn cooldown. It's useful too. It's to increase the turn meters of all allies, and her aura increases ally accuracy in dungeons by 40. It's not high, but okay. So Ruella is amazing against bosses, mostly against bosses, and for progression. And in this video I'm going to show you some battles in dungeons stage 20, so you can see what she can do. Yes, she can do some stages 25, but she needs very good gear and very high stats, and I think she's more useful for progression, so this is why I'm going to show you in stage 20s. So the first battle will be in Fire Knight stage 20. I will use Spear to clear the waves, Renegade to decrease the cooldowns, Spider for speed aura, and AoE decrease defense and weaken. And against the boss, Cold Heart, mostly against the boss, and Ruella too. So let's start the battle. Okay, I didn't bring too many buffs, but it will be enough. We clear the first wave. Now, of course, we don't have Kaimar here, so we need to wait a few turns, clear the second wave, and we don't care if any of our champions die. I mean, Renegade. If Renegade dies, it's okay. We don't need her in the last wave. Of course, she can be useful. She has a 3 hit here in her A2 to clean the shield. Okay, now the shield is out, and Cold Heart and Ruella will do everything. Now the turn meter was decreased, now again by Ruella, and soon she will place her debuffs. There they are. So now the Fire Knight won't get restarted. He will always has his turn meter decreased. To be now again, and this is it. It's of course it's stage 20, it's easier, but here 1 minute 10. So Ruella can be very useful in Fire Knight 20 because of the boss's affinity. If you use Allure, she can have a lot of problem because she will place many weak hits, and here Ruella can be better in stage 20 because of her affinity. She won't land any weak hits, so she will always decrease the boss's turn meter. Now Spider Dungeon stage 20. Here Ruella can be very useful too because of her debuffs and her A1 to decrease target's turn meter, so the big spider won't have a turn. I'll use 2 Cold Hearts for damage, Renegade to decrease the skill's cooldown, and Ultimate Death Knight to tank the spiderling's attack. I could use here an AoE HP burn champion like Mordecai. I made a test with him instead of Renegade, and the run times were almost the same, between 30 and 40 seconds, so it doesn't matter. So let's start the battle. Okay, this is going to be fast. Look, the three debuffs from Ruella, now Cold Heart, second Cold Heart, and you can see Ultimate Death Knight is taking all the damage. Now decrease the skills cooldown, and soon the Cold Hearts will deal all the damage. So Ruella here, she's here only to place these debuffs, and it's not only, it's very important what she did. Now second art skill, and it's done. Okay, let me see this. Attack, okay, I don't need this amulet, because we don't have bombers in Sylvan Watchers. So here Ruella works more as a debuffer, not a damage dealer, because all damage are from the Cold Hearts. All we need from her are her 3 debuffs: decrease speed, decrease defense, and weaken. I equipped Ruella with a speed set, perception set, and a fatal set. I still don't have the best ring and amulet. She can have better stats. I don't even have a crit damage amulet. This is why she has only 193 crit damage. But it was okay. I focused on some attack, good speed, and mostly good speed, good accuracy, and crit rate. And I gave her some attack and critical damage. These are the masteries I recommend for her, especially the last attack mastery, Giant Slayer, because she attacks 3 times on her A1 and A2. The recommended artifacts for Ruella are perception, accuracy, speed, crit rate, cruel, fatal, lifesteal. If Ruella has problems to survive, can be very useful for her to heal herself, and relentless can be useful too, because if she gets some extra turns, she will heal more turn meter. Her priority stats are crit rate, speed, and accuracy, especially these 3. Crit damage and attack are optional. Maybe you just want her to be a debuffer, but if you want her to be a debuffer and damage dealer, so you give her crit damage and attack, and HP, of course, if she's having trouble to survive. The recommended primary stats for the glove are crit rate, for the chestplate attack percentage or HP percentage or accuracy, speed for the boots, the ring attack or HP, amulet crit damage or HP, and the banner accuracy. So Ruella can be very useful against bosses, as I said before, Spider's Den, Fire Knight, Potion Keeps, not the blue Potion Keep, but the other ones. She's very good there too. You can use her on Iron Twins, because mostly because of her A3, of course. And a very important place, Faction Wars. The Sylvan Watcher crypt is still not open, but when it will open, Ruella will be a very important champion there, mostly against the bosses. Can Ruella be used on Dungeons 25? Yes, she can, but she will need a lot. She will need a very good gear and very high stats. And I think she's not the best champion to use that, even with high stats and good gear. In my opinion, she is better for progression. So I mean mostly for early, mid-game, late in game for Faction Wars. So that's all for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this champion. Subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.